seems like overkill.
I'm glad you're well, man.
Bro, do I have to sue CNN?
I don't know, do you?
They're making shit up. They keep saying I'm taking horse dewormer. I literally got it from a doctor.
What makes it incredibly more frustrating is that we have the tools to combat COVID-19, and a distinct minority of Americans, supported by a distinct minority of elected officials, are keeping us from turning the corner.
This Organized Chaos podcast is brought to you by JEMS Art Studio. JEMS Art Studio is an online store that allows access to prints that you can use for most anything, obviously as just a picture, or as a wallpaper, or as a bookmark, or anything you can think of. You can find JEMS Art Studio at etsy.com/shop/JEMS Art Studio. This podcast is also brought to you by listeners like you. Thank you. All right, for my soapbox today, I actually have it's going to be two parts. It's going to be very closely related because it's going to be about COVID, because everybody loves COVID. We aren't completely burnt out on it. We need more COVID in our lives. Yay. Yay, COVID. But anyways, we're going to start this out by talking about another podcaster. This is a marginally successful podcaster. You might have heard of him before. If you keep your ear to the news, you might have maybe heard him pop up once in a while. His name is Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan. Well, yeah, I don't think I've heard of him before either. So he's a newer guy. But anyways, he came out a few days ago and talked about threatening to sue CNN. And essentially he's saying, do I have to sue CNN because they're saying he's taking horse dewormer? And the question is, why would they be saying he's taking horse dewormer? Because, and we will get to that right now, because he does have he posted a video a few days before then, talked about how he had COVID and he was getting sick, and this is how the video went.
And turns out I got COVID. We immediately threw the kitchen sink at it. All kinds of meds, monoclonal antibodies, ivermectin, Z-Pak, prednisone, everything.
So it's worth noting, he goes off and he lists a whole bunch of stuff he took, including ivermectin. So why is CNN saying that he's taking horse dewormer? Because ivermectin is a dewormer. It's not specifically a horse dewormer, although the most common type of ivermectin is a horse dewormer. It's the type you can get without a prescription. It's the quality to get. It's the easiest one to get, and it's also the one lots of people are getting, and it's rumored to help with COVID. Now, unfortunately, there's no clear studies showing that actually helps with COVID, and it actually hasn't been approved for any antivirals. Lots of people are saying it is an antiviral. It's not, and they're still studying its effect for COVID. So Joe Rogan simply saying throwing ivermectin is something he's taking. Obviously, he's not taking the horse version. He's taking the human version. But the most common form is the horse version, and he's just threatening to sue CNN because they're saying he took horse dewormer when he said he took ivermectin. And that's an issue. And what I would simply ask Joe, because I know you're listening to this, because, we're podcasting brothers. We listen to each other. Joe, I know, and you've stressed this before, you're not a medical professional, but be careful with your words, because they matter. Lots of people are listening to you. I'm not saying you're going to get everything perfect, but I am saying, when you say you're going to take something like ivermectin, obviously, I hope your doctor explained to you that it's experimental at this point, and that, you need to be careful when taking it, because we don't know anything about it yet. It's way more experimental than the vaccine that's freely available. And you just need to be... That's something you should stress, Joe, because I know you're watching this, Joe.
You bet.
better be.
Yeah. Joe Rogan is watching us. He knows this. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'd be mildly humbled if he did.
Yeah.
I think Joe's. I personally think he's full of himself and he should get fucked. But that's my opinion.
I'm not so harsh on him, but dude needs to be way more careful. Listen, Joe, you got a platform.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you're gonna get everything perfect, but why is CNN saying you're taking horse dewormer? Because you said you took ivermectin, and the most common type of ivermectin is a fucking horse dewormer. So instead of threatening to sue CNN, explain to your audience, hey, I took the doctor prescribed version ivermectin. It's still in the experimental phase. We don't know if it's safe. Don't go get horse dewormer. Rather than threatening to sue CNN, dude. Not cool. No,
and I mean he has attacked all media outlets.
Mm-hmm.
I mean he almost everybody fucking has these times, but the big thing with him, and I'm learning more about this as you're talking. So I mean I knew he was sick and I knew he was also taking the medication, but I didn't realize that he talked about CNN and is threatening to sue them as well. He should know about anything if he had been talking about CNN or any other major news network for any period of time. Know that they don't really always do all their homework.
No.
So
it is actually a side effect of the 24-hour news cycle. Wasn't going to get into that, but yes, it is absolutely a side effect of that.
And but yeah, he needs to be a little bit more responsible with his platform.
Mm-hmm.
Though he has never really, in my opinion, used it that responsibly in the past.
And I'm not asking that much. Hey, you say you're taking ivermectin. On your next show, explain, hey, this is experimental. You shouldn't be taking it unless you're 100% desperate. And honestly, I'll be frank, I don't know why Joe Rogan's taking it. He's fairly healthy. Unless things go drastically bad for him, he shouldn't be taking something that's experimental.
Yeah. Unless there is something seriously wrong with him,
Remdesivir is the medication that is approved. Also, he brought up the monoclonal antibodies as super effective. I don't know why he would take ivermectin if he's doing those things. It's like, dude, you got the money. I could say he's just saying it to name drop so he could, get some right-wing support, but I don't know. He could also just not be doing his homework, which is, I also feel very possible with him.
Yeah.
But
that is probably also more than likely what's up.
Mm-hmm. I want to go ahead and add some audio credits at the end here. The theme music you're hearing at the beginning and end of this podcast was written and performed by George Johnson, a very good friend of mine. And my current Patreons are Fel Martins, David Lara, and Lindsay Pankhurst. If you'd like to become a patron, go ahead and follow the link down below. Anything you can provide would be incredibly helpful to this channel. We're barely limping by right now. I'd love to make this my full-time job. I'm miles away from that right now, so any help you could provide, just $1 a month would be amazing. You know you want to. All your friends are doing it.